I apologize, everybody. I apologize for this. Hopefully, we won't have any more issues anymore. Once again, just had some technical difficulties. But I was talking about the game. I was talking about the Week 16 matchup, the New Orleans Saints versus the Tennessee Titans. Going to be a very tough game. Going to be one of those games that's really going to be kind of spashed out. We all know that the Tennessee Titans love to run the football. They love to run the football. I mean, they run the ball, you know, 25 plus times a game. I apologize once again. Thank y'all for tuning back in. Having some issues with my connection. I apologize for that. But anyway, the Tennessee Titans, they love to run the football. They love it. They like to run the ball 25 plus times a game. And also, they love to set up that play action. No, Travis. Travis 504. It was my internet. I apologize for that. They like to set up the play action, and throw the ball down the field, and um, that's something that the Tennessee Titans do well. They set up that play action because a lot of teams don't really respect it, and that's why Ryan Tannehill, in my opinion, has been so successful as he has been, and he has resurrected his career. But at the end of the day, I still feel like it's Ryan Tannehill. I mean, look, man, if you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig, right? I mean, you can put a different uniform on Ryan Tannehill, it's still Ryan Tannehill. I feel like the Saints, they need to get pressure on this guy. They need to shut down the run. Luckily, the Saints are a really good team at stopping a run. I understand that Sheldon Rankins hasn't been playing. He isn't playing. He's out for the season. But I do feel like the Saints still have enough. They have guys like Shy Tuttle. They got Malcolm Brown. They got Mario Edwards Jr. Man, they got all these guys, that can plug up the middle and still do good at run support. So if they can stop the run and put it in the hands of Ryan Tannehill, I think they'll be okay. If you lose this game because Ryan Tannehill threw for like 300 plus yards, then hey, I mean, at least you neutralized the most important person on that field, and that's Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry start running downhill and getting off 5-6 yards a clip, it's going to be a tough game for the New Orleans Saints. But I really do feel like the Saints understand what's ahead of them. Um, I really feel like the New Orleans Saints will not lose another football game. I mean, I think there was just something about that 49er game that woke them up. When you go up against a team that everybody has been talking about how ferocious their defense is, and you carve them up for 46 points, you basically are saying that you can play against anybody. And I mean anybody. If you doing that against the number one ranked defense in football, you can do it against anybody. And I feel like that gave the Saints confidence. And not to mention, like, some of those players that made some key plays in that game gave them the confidence. And the way Drew Brees is playing right now, I mean, Drew Brees is playing like on a whole nother level. For those that didn't check out any of my videos this past week, I think it had a lot to do with the 5 weeks that he was out. He wasn't taking any type of significant amount of punishment or anything like that on his body. So I feel like that was a godsend, man. Honestly, Teddy Bridgewater, the way that he played, honestly, is the reason why the New Orleans Saints are so successful down the stretch. Because if he would have been playing like hot garbage for those 5 weeks, then 9 times out of 10 and more than likely, Drew Brees probably would have got rushed back and he wouldn't have been fully healed, and it probably would have ended up being much, much worse. So I think those 5 weeks where he had opportunity to heal up, get his mind right, I feel like that was really, really beneficial, and I feel like that was the key to the Saints' success. But that's what I think about the game. As far as the score is concerned, I feel like the New Orleans Saints are going to win this football game by at least 10 points. I think they're going to win 31-21. I think that the New Orleans Saints are going to get the job done. But I would like to hear from you. I'm going to, leave it up to you all. You all have the floor. You can always donate to the State of the Saints podcast by going to Streamlabs, clicking on the link in the description box, or you can do it through super chats as well. But go ahead and start over. I know a couple people. This is the second live stream I've done because the first one went out. I'm just going to say this again. I want to thank you all. This past week we went over 3,000 subscribers, so thank you very much. I couldn't have done it without you all. I'm not one of those people that don't understand that you all are the ones that make the show. I mean, you all are the ones that take time out your busy schedules to interact with me and look at my videos, and I'm appreciative of that. I really am. Thank you all so much. Shouts out to Chosen Kingdom on Twitter. Always getting on me about making videos. Always sending me information about the Saints. Man, you need to make a video on this. You need to make a video on that. Shouts out to Iceman T, always motivating me. Man, shouts out to everybody. Tyra, thank you very much. You support here as well on Facebook, so I appreciate that as well. Young Nola, you always here. Jerry Poor, Tier 1 always here. Man, if I'm missing somebody, I apologize. But thank you all so much for your love and your support. I really do appreciate that. But Young Nola says, yo, always the first one, Young Nola. Tyra says, hi. Who that, TJ? I thought it was my phone acting up. Travis, it was me. Once again, I apologize, buddy. Mark Ford says, are you keeping up with the Rams 49ers game? No, I'm not. Can somebody send me the score of that game? Because I'm not keeping up with it. Iceman T says, as a Saints fan, I find it very annoying that every time Drew breaks a record, these media clowns always disrespecting him. Is always an excuse, man. Why do they love to hate the Saints so bad? I really don't know that. And the only logical explanation that I have is the fact that I just feel like the Saints are just a small market team. Like I always say this, and I think that they don't give them the attention because they feel like nobody wants to hear it. They don't think anybody wants to hear about it. So they want to talk about some of these bigger markets with these featured quarterbacks, but they never want to talk about Drew Brees. They cannot discredit Drew Brees, okay? The fact is Drew Brees took a struggling franchise that never won nothing. Let's just call it for what it is, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Saints never won nothing. Probably one playoff game, in franchise history, before he showed up. And, he made them a legitimate contender. He made them a household name. He made them Super Bowl champions. And they can't take that away. You can talk about Aaron Rodgers all you want to, but before Aaron Rodgers, it was Brett Favre. You can talk about Tom Brady all you want to, but Drew Bledsoe was there. He brought them to a Super Bowl back in the day. You can talk about Carson Wentz all you want to, but Donovan McNabb, went to 5 straight NFC championship games and won Super Bowl. These people already had an established history. Drew Brees is creating Saints history as their quarterback, and that's something they can never take away from him. Breaking all these records, I do agree with Iceman T. They make it seem like anybody can do it. Any Blake Bortles or any Stoney Case or, can go out here and do what Drew Brees is doing. They can't. Drew Brees is out here putting up these numbers because he's a really good quarterback. Drew Brees is putting up these numbers because he's smart. He's intelligent. He understands defenses. He knows how to read them. He knows how to put his receivers in the best position. I find it amazing that people always want to discredit Drew Brees, but Drew Brees put up all these numbers throughout the years. He only had one wide receiver that ever went to the Pro Bowl, and that was Michael Thomas. And Michael Thomas came to the Saints in 2016. All those years Marcus Colston was playing, never went to the Pro Bowl, even though I feel like he deserved it. And I feel like because he had a quiet demeanor was one of the reasons why he didn't end up going. But at the end of the day, nobody knew who Lance Moore was. Only people probably around Louisiana knew who Devery Henderson was. Robert Meacham. Like, nobody knew who these cats was. Drew Brees made these guys relevant. You think it's a coincidence that once they left the New Orleans Saints, they did absolutely nothing after that? So the way I see it, Drew Brees, I mean, they can discredit him all they want to, but this man made the New Orleans Saints legitimate. Drew, Tom Brady can't say that about the Patriots because they already had. I think they already went to like 2 Super Bowls before he even showed up. Um, Carson Wentz can't say that. Aaron Rodgers can't say that about the Packers. So they can talk. They can discredit them all they want to, but we know the truth. Jenkins finna ball out. Young Nola, I agree with that. I seen his interview. It was probably like 2 minutes. Y'all can check it out if you have not on the State of the Saints podcast Facebook page. I got it put up. It's a 2 minute interview, and the media talking to him, and it just seems like he's happy, that he got out that situation in New York. Because let's be honest, man, Gettleman and Sherman is about to get canned out there in New York. That's a dumpster fire right now. So you go from a 2-win team to an 11-win team. I mean, what do you have to complain about? And you have an opportunity to make a Super Bowl? Why wouldn't you want to ball out? I would. Henry might not be playing. They called up players from the practice squad. P. Felton, thank you very much. I mean, I ain't checked that report right there. I assume that he's going to play. The reason why I say I assume he's going to play is because they got a lot of playoff implications in this game. If they lose any more games, they probably out of playoff contention. I mean, they neck and neck right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if he does not play this game, something very significant got to be going on with him. Calling it right now. If Jenkins plays tomorrow, he getting an interception. Mark it. Mark 4. I hope you're right. But I think he is going to play really well. And I think he plays with a level of confidence I don't think Eli Apple has. I do think that Eli Apple, if they slide him in the inside, I think he'll play a lot better, getting that pressure off of him, because I feel like he can bully a smaller receiver like a Adam Humphrey. Adam Humphrey, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he now plays for the Titans. So he probably can bully him, but at the end of the day, I just think that Janoris Jenkins, I think that he's better on the outside because he's a really good cornerback, man. And now he's motivated. He might play out his mind. Do you think Jenkins will start? Yep, I do. I think he's going to start. I think they're going to probably just put him out there, kind of similar to what they did with Eli Apple when he got traded. I think the Saints traded for him on a Tuesday. He practiced on a Wednesday, and he was playing on that Sunday in prime time against the Vikings. So the way I see it, I think that you're probably going to see a situation like that. What's happening, TJ? Happy holidays and Who Dat Nation forever. Who that, who that, who that. Dwayne, thank you very much. Happy holidays to you as well as each and every one of you. Hope that you all have a joyous Christmas. I mean, we're going to talk before Christmas again, but I hope you all, if I don't hear from you or you don't check out any of the videos or anything like that. So happy holidays to you. Drew, load management toe injury. Kelly, I think he already has some load management, man. Like I said, I feel like that injury to his thumb was a blessing in disguise. 5 weeks without taking any type of punishment. I mean, it wasn't like he had a thigh injury or a knee injury or a shoulder injury. I mean, it was a thumb injury. I mean, so Drew Brees right now is probably like in week 6 or 7, like as far as his body, I'm sure, because he hasn't been taking any type of punishment. And honestly, some games he don't even get hit. So that would be man. This is great. Somebody said 14-3, Rams? Really? Get out of here. Wow. Man, that's interesting, right? Let's see. I think the Saints gotta win out. They still gotta win out. And if they just so happen to have the same record as the Seahawks, then the Saints get the number 1 seed. So the Saints got to keep winning. That's the key. They got to keep winning. I don't know what that means for them. I don't think their position will change. I don't think that would affect them at all. I think it has a lot to do with the fact about Green Bay. But I mean, I could be wrong, man. Don't quote me on that. But I mean, it's just confusing, man, with all these teams with these double-digit wins. I mean, this is like an anomaly. You rarely ever see like 4 teams just have double-digit wins like this. But I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm not sure what that actually means, but the way I look at it, if the Saints keep winning, I think they can get the number 1 seed and Seattle continue to win. But I don't think that affects anything because I think it has a lot to do with the fact that the 49ers have a tiebreak over the Saints. So it's mostly about the 49ers not being able to get in that position. So if they lose tonight, I assume the Saints might jump up to that seed. I'm not sure. I don't know if they'll jump up to 2 or I don't know what that means. That's so confusing. I have some more clarity by tomorrow. Y'all ready tomorrow? Yeah, we ready. TJ, when the last time you had a hot sausage sandwich? Oh, man. Man, young Nola, it has been a minute. Man, boy. If the crazy thing about this young Nola was I was thinking about this a couple days ago. I have a brother, he still stays in New Orleans. He stays in Kenner. And I was thinking about asking him to send me some hot sausage. Of course, I'm going to have to get some of that dry ice and all that kind of stuff. But it's been a while, man. It's been a while since I had a hot sausage sandwich, man. Them patent hot sausage, oh, man. Get that big white bucket, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man. That's some good eating right there, man. I know some of y'all might not be from New Orleans, but a hot sausage on French dress from the corner store, oh, man. Shouts out to Magnolia, man, on Galvez Street, man. On Galvez, man. That used to be my spot. Going to Magnolia, going to the Bag by the Deli, man, getting that hot sausage on French, dressed with the cheese, with the mayonnaise, the ketchup. Man, this man got me reminiscing right now. Tyra says you're welcome, TJ. Thank you, Tyra. Thank you so much. But thank you all for keeping me up to date with the scores, man. I appreciate that too. Let's see. Lambs 14, Frisco 3. What happened to the Saints if the 49 chosen? I don't know right now. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. Because everybody's been telling the Saints need to win out. They need the Seattle Seahawks to win out. And they need the Green Bay Packers to lose one game. So I don't know what that means. I really don't. I wish I had an answer for you. I really don't. I don't know if this affects the Saints or not. I really don't. Now, this might have, but that's crazy. Because I'm thinking if the Seahawks have the same record as the 49ers, one seed over the Saints. But this game right here, I guess that Drew Brees, true GOAT fact. He comes in locked and loaded. Man. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to get clarity on that because, man, this playoff is like the most confusing ever. Let's see. On the NFL active players on this list. If they did, I think the only person even more disrespectful that Shannon Sharp said that he's a borderline top 10 quarterback. I don't take anything to heart when it comes to undisputed. I don't take anything to heart because it's about ratings, man. Like it's about entertainment. Like shock value is the key. Trust me, folks. Trust me. I have seen so many radio personalities, so many people go that route. I used to be like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to try to mimic a radio personality by the name of Charlamagne. I used to go for the shock value. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like, okay, man, that might get people interested in what I got to say, but I'm like, I can't do that. I can't be like that. I gotta be me. I gotta be driven by passion because I'm gonna end up hating myself and not liking what I'm doing. But Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill, thank you. Ryan Tannehill donated $5. Hey. That black and gold going to the Super Bowl. Shouts out to Ryan Tannehill, the Ryan Tannehill, donating $5 through the super chat. I may as well bend over and apply the Vaseline to myself before the game. Wow. And me tomorrow. Ryan Tannehill, thank you very much for the $5. Very interesting comments that you have about yourself. I need you to have more self-esteem, Ryan Tannehill. I need you to have a little bit more self-esteem than what you got, man. You've been playing pretty good. All right. Hello, at State of Saints podcast, Miss Naturally Nollins. Who used to, go fishing on Fridays and be in the kitchen at WWL, man. One of the best, TV personalities in New Orleans. I still don't understand why they don't have a street named after Frank Davis down in New Orleans, because I never seen nobody love New Orleans like Frank Davis. Every time I look at your name, Miss Naturally New Orleans, I think about him because he used to have a segment called Naturally Nollins. So rest in peace to Frank Davis, one of the New Orleans all-time greats. New Orleans, y'all slipping. Y'all need to name a street after Frank Davis. And I ain't talking about no street as, that nobody go on. When I'm talking about a main intersection that people go on. I wouldn't even be mad what WWL is off Rampart that y'all, name that little side street that people can go on Frank Davis Street or something. But they need to do something for Frank Davis because he loved New Orleans, man, with a passion. Shouts out to Frank Davis. Once again, rest in peace. It's obvious the NFL is goon referees hate the city of New Orleans, Saints, Pelicans, etc. Yeah, they don't want us to win. People say we complain and we whine, but they watching what we watching, right? But the thing about it is they hate the Saints so much, they look past that and they just want to get a laugh in. But it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's taken away from the game. When you see somebody just getting messed over and screwed over every single year,